left, we have Melinda. We have Carl in the red shirt, and our friend Rachel here in this beautiful homespun piece, if I'm aware correctly.
A fashion designer, you know, one of a kind.
All right, that's cool. Very cool. Okay, you guys, to start off with, in a few sentences, tell us what your college experience has been with regard to, you know, what you've kind of achieved with regard to college. You want to start?
Okay. So I achieved a BA in communications, concentration in public relations, and now I'm going for my dietetics degree.
Okay, gotcha. Awesome. How about you, Carl?
I got a BS in environmental policy analysis and planning. I enjoyed the subject matter, did not enjoy what I got out of it in terms of jobs and future.
Right. Okay, cool. Totally.
And I got a BS in biology and a double major in art, and I'm not a surgeon like I thought I would be, but I do practice. I do make a lot of art, so I'm a professional painter.
Professional painter.
Professional
Very
painter.
cool.
Not just houses.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, what I want to get into is, let's talk about the motivations we had back before we decided to go to college. Everybody goes to college for some reason, but I want to explore is that I think that there can be a social pressure, there can be a desire to have a secure future, or there can be a real passion. And I want to look at the difference. Do any of those seem to apply to you guys? How about you, Linda?
Definitely. Before it was because I was supposed to go, social pressure. Now it's because of pure passion and wanting to know what's really going on in the medical field as far as nutrition and how it works in our body.
Awesome. Do you have a perspective on that, Carl?
Yeah, well, first of all, I was young. I didn't quite know what to expect. I wanted to get out of my home. I wanted to get on with my life. And I thought, well, if I had to choose something, I'll choose this one in a hurry.
Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of like a process of elimination, like I got to get out of the house, let's just do college kind of thing.
I'm not going to do business, I'm not going to do art,
exactly.
I'm science-minded, I like the environment, I'm an activist, so I went to environmental science.
Right. Okay, cool. And how about you?
Yeah, I went to school thinking I was going to be a surgeon, and school actually helped me figure out that's totally not what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So
well, I'm glad school was practical in that sense.
It was practical in that sense, but you can't actually return your degree if you're not using it.
Yeah, I know. I'm well
aware
of that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have a degree in philosophy, and I'm trying to become promoted to waiter at the restaurant that I work at. So I know how that goes for sure. Okay, so I think one of the interesting questions here is, what's the difference? I know, Melinda, you said that at one point you went to college just because that was the thing to do, and now you're going back with a different focus, a different sort of value, different meaning. What inspired that change?
It's an interesting question because when I was working in corporate America, I was in sales, and there's a lot of pressure. And I started having these physical problems that the doctors didn't know was wrong with me, so they labeled it IBS. So I did some research on my own and found out that there's a lot more to it than just what we know as biomedicine in the U.S. So I became fascinated with what is out there, and that's what made me go back to school to learn both the biology side of it and also the plain nutrition side of it and how it interacts.
Right. So now you'd say you've got sort of like a different motivation for going to school? Rather than just kind of doing what you thought you should do, what is it now?
Educate people. I've always liked the public relations side of it because I love people, I love doing, business, but I also want to educate people about the options that we have, that it's not just what we know in the medical system.
Sure. So the overall impact of going to school because you thought you had to versus going to school because you have a real interest that you kind of distilled from your life experience is different.
Yes.
It's considerable.
Yes.
Interesting, because that's a suspicion that I have. That I think a lot of people are just kind of going through the motions and getting funneled into things, and I don't know how good the results are. I know, Carl, I had a chance to talk with you beforehand. What happened after you got out into the world with your degree?
Oh, well, I'm very passionate about helping the world. I really want to help the environment. Science is also a very important part of that. I thought, what perfect chance to do it, become an environmental scientist for a company. I saw that our environmental regulations are all based on developing a bureaucracy to hide the fact that we don't have a solution to our problems. And it looks like the bureaucrats are doing something. It looks like the politicians have finally started changing things. And it's not the truth. I could plainly see it on the wall. It's just a waste of money, makes things harder on everyone, and it doesn't solve the fundamental problems. This, along with maybe not getting that much along with my bosses, it frustrated me, and I just wanted out.
And so, if I'm not mistaken, you got out.
Yeah. So,
And what did you do?
Well, I had bike to work every day and bike back. They had showers in the office, which was amazing. It was awesome. I just got so frustrated at work. I just got on my bike and I just biked home, and it was just such a cathartic feeling doing that 10 kilometers every day.
Right.
Afterwards, I was like, you know what? The most enjoyable part of my day is the commute. So I think I'll just commute. And I quit my job and I got a bike and I went across Europe.
Wow.
You bicycled across Europe.
Yeah, it's really retarded.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, okay. Now, what if you would have bicycled across Europe before you went to college? Do you think that would have had any impact on the overall sort of approach you might have taken?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about taking a year off. I think when you absolutely don't know what you're doing at all,
Yeah.
I don't think it gives you job experience. It doesn't mean you know a lot more about molecular biology if that's your passion, but I think it could keep you centered within yourself. It could show you to cool down, keep things simple, think rationally, more stepwise. I really found it helped me work out a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, there seem to be funneling us into a set number of disciplines. But do we need to limit ourselves to those jobs, that 16 different options for going to college, getting different degrees in different disciplines? There are people like, do you guys know Richard Branson, the blonde-haired guy who owns Virgin? You know, he's kind of a charismatic guy. Never went to college. Guys from Dell never went to college. Bill Gates never graduated from college. And I mean, it's hard to. I mean, most stars and musicians didn't find themselves in college. They never went through it. So I mean, I think it's kind of a false assumption that we don't have any other options. I know these are extreme cases, but I also know that my girlfriend and I started a little vegetarian food cart about 6 months ago, and that's going really well. We won a little lottery with the city, you know, got a little small loan to start our business, and that's going really well. You know, business is growing, and it could easily turn into something that could sustain us in time. Didn't need a degree for that. Don't need a degree for what we're doing here. You know. So the last question is: are you using your degree now? Was it fully necessary? What those loan payments that you have now? Did you really need them?
No, I would say no. But as we do with anything, I got something out of it.
Absolutely.
I think there's
Understood.
even studying biology made me more insightful in teaching yoga and painting, and I don't regret going, but I also could have lived without it.